received messages from the President of India, who sends his greetings on this occasion to the Music Academy as well as the participants and wishes the conference all success. In his message, Mr. Arjun Singh, Honorable Minister for Human Resource Development, I am glad to note that the Music Academy is having its annual conference starting on the 17th December. The Music Academy is a premier organization in the field of Indian music. Apart from organizing concerts and music competitions on a regular basis, it has also a well-endowed library which is very profitably used by music lovers and musicians, both from India and abroad. The Academy's journal has also kept up its popularity among the musicians, musicologists and scholars, both within and outside India. Additionally, it also helps indigent musicians through a fund created for this purpose. I would have been happy to be personally present to inaugurate the annual conference, but because of certain unavoidable commitments, I am unable to be present on this occasion. I send my best wishes for not only the success of the annual conference, but also the continued growth and the flowering of this reputed institution in the field of Indian music. The Honorable Chief Minister, shall be Dr. Jayalalitha, in her message says, once again, art lovers will be treated to a rich fare of classical music and dance under the auspices of the Music Academy Madras. The fact that thousands of music lovers look forward to the annual festival at the Academy with great expectation is a tribute to the human service being rendered by the Academy. The Academy selects artists, both senior and junior, for the presentation during the festival with discrimination. It provides the right mood and atmosphere for the artists to give their best. The encouragement shown by the Academy to young artists is particularly laudable. It is through these young and budding artists that rich traditions of the masters can be continued. The focus of the Academy on junior artists is one of the best contributions to the cause of perpetuating classical music. On this occasion of the 67th Annual Conference, I have great pleasure to convey my warm greetings for its success, and I hope the academic sessions as well as the concerts will be a source of great joy to the art lovers. Shri Niranjan Desai, Director General, ICCR, Srimati Mani Krishnami, Sangeeta Kalanidhi Shivanandam, Sangeeta Kalanidhi Rajamaya, members of the Music Academy, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen, I have great pleasure in welcoming you to this inauguration of our 67th Annual Conference and Concerts. I extend to Shri Niranjan Desai a most hearty welcome on behalf of all of us, the Executive Committee, and on my own behalf. We are grateful to you, sir, for consenting to be with us this evening and inaugurate this conference. This is a unique occasion when the Director General of the prestigious Indian Council of Cultural Relations inaugurates our conference. The ICCR, founded in 1950, has a variety of objectives, but the most important are the strengthening of cultural relations between India and other countries, playing host to eminent musicians, dancers, writers and scholars from abroad, and reciprocally sending distinguished Indians to other countries to participate in seminars and conferences. The ICCR has set up cultural centers in Fiji, Guyana, Suriname, Mauritius and Indonesia, and plans to open more centers. After a brilliant scholastic career, Shri Niranjan Navlal Desai entered the Indian Foreign Service in 1965 and acquired a rich experience in serving in various parts of the world in different capacities. He has served in Kenya, Somalia, and Uganda in Africa, Kuwait in the Middle East, UK, USA, and in Germany. He was the coordinator of the Festival of India in USA in 1985-86. He has held high positions in the Ministry of External Affairs, New Delhi, and presently heads the ICCR. This academy has always excellent rapport with the Council. As one closely connected with this institution, I once again extend to you a warm welcome. I heartily welcome Vidushi Mani Krishnasamy, who will be shortly elected as President of the 67th Conference. Mani is no stranger to this academy, as she has been giving recitals regularly in our festivals from 1961. She is a highly respected figure in the sphere of Carnatic music for her uncompromising fidelity to tradition and her concern for more enduring values in music. She has had the good fortune of being groomed by several doyens of the later half of this century, and this has stood her in good stead. Her choice this year assumes a special significance because a woman artist is presiding over this conference after an interregnum of 16 years. Mani's services to music have already been recognized on 2 other occasions during this year. In September, Sri Tyagaraja Trust and the Tirumalai Tirupati Devasthanam of Tirupati confirmed on her the coveted Saptagiri Sangeeta Vidwan Mani. In October, the Indira Gandhi Memorial Trust of New Delhi invited her to be the guest artist for the Indira Gandhi Death Centenary. She rendered devotional songs in 7 languages, and the program was telecast live by Doordarshan. It is our privilege to have such an artist to preside over this year's conference, and I thank her for readily accepting our invitation. 1993 has been an eventful year for our institution as we embark on a diversification of our activities in several ways. With a financial aid from the Central Sangeet Natak Academy, we conducted a workshop for 5 days on some group critiques of Dikshata. Eminent musicians and musicologists participated in it and presented papers and demonstrations on the various aspects of the subject. Practical classes were held in which the critiques of Dikshata were taught by a senior musician. Students from different colleges, including our own, attended the workshop, which is a great success. The Academy also conducted a 6-week summer course on Pallavi singing, and this was popular amongst music students. The well-wishers of the Music Academy will remember that in my address last year, I announced that we propose to construct a Diamond Jubilee Hall for the Teachers College of Music, which is ready, and shift the library and the reading room to the ground floor of the mini hall. The project had a flying start with a donation from our Chief Minister, which was supplemented by contributions from Indian Bank, Madras Fertilizers, and from Dr. L. Subramaniam in memory of his father, the late Vidwan Lakshmi Narayanaya. This year, we shall be taking up the archives of the late G. Narasimhan States. The Shruti Foundation, which runs the Shruti, the news and features magazine devoted exclusively to Indian music and dance, has been undertaking special projects like the study of music of Lalgudi and GNB, research and documentation and publication of books, audio-visual materials through special divisions established for these purposes. They have offered to take up our archives project as it involves dedication and devotion to this project. Incidentally, Shruti was launched in October 1983 and has completed 10 years I too, like many others, was skeptical about its viability, but Shruti surprised us all. The renewal of the seats in the balcony was taken up last year with a generous donation from my friend Dr. Nalli Kuppusamy Chetty, and with Ashok Leyland Finance further supporting us, we have completed about 9 rows. The Hindu family has been helping this academy in many ways from the time of Sri Kasturi Srinivasan, and just a week back we received a generous donation from them for the renewal of the seats and other improvements in the Kasturi Srinivasan Hall. During the year, the work on the Spirit of Freedom Gallery, which is contiguous with the Kasturi Srinivasan Hall on the ground floor, was completed with the installation of lighting and air conditioning. I take this opportunity to convey our gratitude to the Rotary Club of Madras East and especially to Rajashekar for the substantial contribution to this project. The gallery was used on 2 occasions this year for the exhibition of the rare photographs of Paramacharya of Kanchi, and later a similar exhibition on the portraits of Sri Sathya Sai Baba of Puttaparthi. Both exhibitions attracted large crowds on all days. With a generous sponsorship from Paris, Meltrack and TI Cycles, we conducted the usual Spirit of Youth Dance Festival for 10 days in October. About 40 young and promising artists, including musicians and dancers, gave recitals for which fee was collected from the public. No admission fee was collected from the public. Vani Kuchami of Bangalore, a disciple of Guru Padmani Rao, was declared as the best dancer, while Shanti Venkatakrishnan Okal, Hema Malini violin and Ganapati Raman Mridangam became eligible for awards. The Ambujam Krishna Awards for Young Talent will be presented to them by the President of the Sadas on January 1st, 1994. This is the birth centenary year of Justice T.L. Venkatramaya, a former president of this academy. To commemorate this event, January 1st, 1994 is being observed as T.L. Venkatramaya Day, and Sangeeta Kalanidhi D.K. Pattamal has kindly agreed to give a concert from 8:30 to 9:30 in the morning. The Academy is poised to achieve several other ambitious projects which you have chalked out. I earnestly seek the support of music lovers, patrons and institutions to enable us to maintain our steady growth without swerving from the ideals envisaged by our founding fathers. The conference commences tomorrow morning, and a very interesting program of lectures, demonstration and other events have been drawn up. The concerts that follow will also provide a sumptuous fare to the connoisseurs of music and dance. The Sadas on the 1st January 1994 will be presided by Sri A. Changal Reddy, Chairman of the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam Trust Board, in addition to Vidushi Mani Kuchami, who will receive the Birudu of Sangeeta Kalanidhi, Vidwan Titta Krishna Iyengar, the non-Nigerian Asthana Vidwan of Mysore, and Vidwan Sandhyavandanam Srinivasa Rao will be receiving the title Sangeeta Kala Acharya, a gold medal and a cash award. I now request Shri Niranjan Desai to inaugurate this conference. Thank you.
Shri T.T. Vasu, President of the Music Academy, Srimati Mani Krishna Swami, President Designate of the 67th Conference, office bearers and members of the Music Academy, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to apologize for being late, but I'm extremely relieved that despite the wayward functioning of Indian Airlines, I have been able to be present here this evening. I consider it is a great privilege to be invited to inaugurate the 67th conference of this prestigious and world-renowned music academy, and I'm deeply grateful for this gesture. The cultivation, enjoyment, and appreciation of music at all levels and in different spheres of life has always had a vitally important place in Indian culture. Music in India, like most traditional arts, has its foundation in the religious and spiritual impulses of our people. It was acclaimed as one of the means of attaining the fourfold aim of human existence: religio-ethical values, socio-economic values, emotional aesthetic values, and devotional spiritual values. The art and science of music was extolled as both Lok-Ranjana, leading to sensuous enjoyment and aesthetic delight, and Bhav-Bhanjana, leading to spiritual bliss and liberation. The essential preoccupation of classical Indian music has been predominantly spiritual, to transcend the human condition and to experience the infinite. The traditional goal of all spiritual striving in India has been to identify with and merge into the vastness of the eternal being. This attitude is central also to the practice of music in India. Indian music has played a vital, unifying and integrating role in India. It may have many schools and styles, but beneath all this diversity, there is a distinct unity transcending all apparent barriers. It is part of a large, distinct Indian sensibility. All ancient treatises written on music, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, are all written in Sanskrit, and musicologists from all parts of India can easily read and understand the theories of music propagated by schools in various parts of India. The 20th century, from the point of view of Indian classical music, stands out as the most historic and proliferative period. Indeed, the past 8 decades or so have been a period of great resurgence of progress and an age of overall musical explosion. All this came about as a result of the great national awakening during India's fight for liberation from colonial Europe. I find it of great interest that the Madras Music Academy itself had its nucleus in an all-India music conference arranged by the cultural wing of the Madras session of the Indian National Congress held in 1957. I would like to pay tribute to the founding fathers of the Academy for being in the forefront of a cultural renaissance which restored to us our self-respect and pride in our great heritage. I would like to express here my personal happiness at being present here in this august premises. The Music Academy of Madras has a rich history of which any institution can be proud of. It was started in a spirit of a mission amidst many difficulties and constraints by a brave band of motivated public figures. Since its founding, it has grown in strength and stature as one of the premier art institutions not only in Madras but in the state of Tamil Nadu. Your annual conference and music festival have become a major event in the artistic and cultural calendar of not only Madras but nationally, and musicologists from all over India and even abroad take part in them. I understand that the Academy's journal is one of its kind, published without a break for 66 years and finds a place in many libraries abroad. Your College of Music, publications, exhibitions, seminars, and other activities are all parts of an excellent work the Academy is doing to sustain and foster Indian classical music traditions and other art forms. Every year this time in December is the Madras season for music and dance, which is eagerly looked forward to by all art lovers and cognoscenti. But the Music Academy's annual conference seems to have a special significance because of its unbroken tradition, which has been kept alive for over 6 decades, and of its monumental contribution to the promotion of arts. I am happy that I have had this opportunity to pay tribute in person to the Music Academy for its great achievements, and also to express my gratitude for the excellent cooperation we have received from the Academy for ICCR's activities in Madras. I have great pleasure in inaugurating this 67th annual conference of the Music Academy, and once again I thank you all for the honor done to me, and I wish your deliberations great success. Thank you.
I now request Maitreyi Damodarai to propose a note of thanks, which will be followed by the election of the president of this year's conference.
Shri Niranjan Desai, Vidushi Mani Krishna Swami, Shri Titu Vasu, our respected president, immediate past Sangeeta Kalanidhi, Shri K.P. Shivanandam, Principal of the Teachers College of Music, Shri B. Rajamayyar, distinguished Vidwans and guests and members of the Academy. I deem it a privilege to propose a very sincere thank you to our chief guest, who at short notice stepped into the breach, and it is a reflection of the long association between the ICCR and the Music Academy that he so readily got his visit to Madras cleared and is with us in spite of the delays of the Indian Airlines. Sir, we are very happy that you have been able to come, and I believe it is not the first time that you have visited the Academy. I think you were here with us unofficially last year. We are very happy that this association has been further cemented by your acceding to inaugurate our conference. If you refer to the fourfold path of culture, the fourfold path of the Academy has been to offer entertainment, education and training, to preserve the eternal values of music, and to encourage youth in the pursuit of music. We are very happy that you have noticed for yourself the 6-decade record of work of the Academy. We are very happy that you have seen fit to comment on the projects of the Academy, and we hope that you will be able to spare some time and stay with us during the conference. I am grateful to Vidushi Mani Krishna Swami for having accepted our invitation to preside over the 67th conference of the Music Academy. As the coordinator for the morning's program, I am looking forward to her guidance and cooperation in the conduct of the same. To Shri K.P. Shivanandam and Rajamayyar, who will shortly be proposing her for this office, I offer our thanks for their acceptance of our invitation to do so. To the staff of the Teachers College, Srimati Rajeshwari and Srimati Revati, our thanks is due for singing the invocation song. To the press, Doordarshan, whose director also is with us today, AIR, who will offer a program for us tomorrow, Srimati Pattabad, who is giving us a special concert, and the various other people, our own committee who have put in solid work during the last 2 weeks. I offer our sincere thanks. You will be interested, sir, to learn that in the last month we have conducted 30 competitions, 30, and had a record entry of about 400 young people participating. We also had a special competition this year on national integration songs. So the Academy is also widening its horizons and not merely confining itself to the classical tradition, but trying to offer a variety to young and old. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for having come. But for you, this function would not have attained the glamour and glitter that it has today. Thank you.
Now I request Sangeeta Kalanidhi Shivanandam to propose the president of the conference.
எல்லோருக்கும் நமஸ்காரம். இந்த ஆண்டும் மாநாட்டிற்கு தலைமை தாங்க விதுஷி ஸ்ரீமதி மணிகிருஷ்ணசாமி அவர்களை ப்ரப்போஸ் செய்கிறேன்.
எல்லோருக்கும் நமஸ்காரம். ஸ்ரீமதி மணிகிருஷ்ணசாமி அவர்களை பிரேரித்து நாம் ஆமோதிக்கிறேன். நமஸ்காரம்.
Now I request the conference president, Srimati Mani Krishnaswamy, to give a presidential address.
ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे. जयति ललितवृत्तिं शिक्षितो वल्लवीनां शिथिलवलय शिञ्जा शीतलैः हस्ततलैः अखिलभुवनरक्षा गोपवेशस्य विष्णोः अधरमणिसुधायाम् अंशमान् वंशनालः. Honorable Shri Niranjan Desai ji, Director General, Indian Council for Cultural Relations, Shri T.T. Vasu, President of the Music Academy, Vice Presidents, Secretaries, Office Bearers and members of the Academy, distinguished invitees, Vidwans and Vidushis, ladies and gentlemen, I offer to all of you my humble and respectful pranams. At the outset, I wish to express my deep gratitude to the President, office bearers and members of the Academy for conferring on me the rare honor of presiding over the 67th conference of this prestigious Academy. I must admit that I am overwhelmed by this opportunity and the occasion. At this solemn moment, my thoughts go back to my parents, Lakshmi Narasimhacharya and Marakathavalli. I recall the affection with which they encouraged me to learn music, and I offered this honor at their feet. I also remember on this occasion my gurus, Ellaya and Murugan, Jalatarangam Ramaniya Chettiar, Tiruparkadal Srinivas Iyengar, Tiger Varadacharya, Budulur Krishnamurthy Shastrigal, T.K. Ramaswamy Iyengar, T.K. Jayarama Iyer, Mysore Vasudevacharya, Musri Subramanya Iyer, my present guru Chengalpet Ranganathan, but for whose fostering care in shaping me, I would not have merited this honor which I respectfully place at their feet. Since this honor is being bestowed on a woman artist after a gap of 16 years, I consider it as an honor done to all women artists in general by the Academy. Women artists of today and tomorrow owe a debt of gratitude to the illustrious stalwarts Srimati M.S. Subbalakshmi, Srimati D.K. Pattammal, Srimati M.L. Vasantakumari, Srimati Brinda and Srimati Bala Saraswati, for it was they who laid the path for this recognition by the Academy. The services that are being rendered by this Academy to performing arts for the past 66 years and the prestige enjoyed by it are facts which are known universally. It is no exaggeration to say that Vidwans and Vidushis consider it as a great prestige to be invited to perform at this academy and to be honored by it. Indian music has had a long evolution from nada to shrutis, from shrutis to swaras, and from swaras to hundreds of ragas, which are the special features of our musical system. Sampradaya or tradition and a knowledge of Shastra or theory enable one to master this music. Sampradaya means the expertise acquired by Gurukula Vasa with a qualified teacher and imbibing musical wisdom from him. Sampradaya is so important in our music that Tyagaraja in one of his songs describes God himself as a Sangeeta Sampradayakudu. Sampradaya is thus the soul of our music, and I consider it my unique good fortune that I learned it from Vidwans who were custodians of tradition. During my early years at Vellore, Jalatarangam Ramanaya Chettiar and Tirupparkadal Srinivas Iyengar, father of violin Vidwan Tirupparkadal Veera Raghavan, laid the foundation for my musical career. I can never forget the Laya Vidwan Gopalacharya, father of Mridangam Vidwan Vellore Ramabhadran, who gave me all encouragement during my formative years. After passing matriculation, I joined Kalakshetra at Madras for the Sangeeta Shiromani course. During my stay there, I was the recipient of unbounded love and affection from Srimati Rukmani Devi Arundel. I had the privilege of functioning as a secretary for some time. My close association with Srimati Rukmani Devi and Sri K. Shankara Menon is something which I shall always cherish till the end of my life. What a grand and sublime atmosphere Kalakshetra had in the campus in those days. What a galaxy of great veterans she was able to gather under one roof. Hallowed names like Karaikodi Sambashivaya, Tiger Varadacharya, Budalur Krishnamurti Shastrigal, Mysore Vasudevacharya, Chandu Panikar, Papanasham Shivan, Gauri Ammal, all these giants were there. It was my good fortune that I had the privilege to study and learn the lessons of music at the feet of great masters. Words are not adequate to describe the mighty personality of Tiger Varadacharya, who was the principal there at that time. He was veritably an ocean of music. I benefited from every moment I spent in his presence and with the torrent of music that he used to treat his students with. The highly respected Budalur Krishnamurti Shastrigal was a supreme example of purity of Kriti rendering and Sampradaya. Although he was a great exponent of the Gotu Adyam, he was an excellent vocalist as well and taught me a large number of compositions in the impeccable Patantaras. After receiving the Sangeeta Shiromani degree, I had the good fortune of studying Ragam, Tanam and Pallavi at the feet of the doyen Mutikonda Venkatramaiah. Mysore Vasudevacharya, the Bhishmacharya of Carnatic music, was kind enough to teach me many of his compositions. My marriage in the year with Sri M. Krishnaswamy, who was an officer in the Parliament Secretariat, was the turning point in my life. During our stay in Delhi for nearly a decade, I had my musical lessons from the great violinist Sri T.K. Jairam Iyer. My first professional public concert was in Delhi in 1954. After we settled down in Madras, on the advice of T.T. Krishnamacharya, my husband decided that I should undergo advanced training in music under his personal friend, the great Musili Subramanya Iyer. The years I spent with the uncrowned king of Bhava Sangeeta may be called the golden period of my musical sadhana. If I can claim to be a musician of some merit today, the credit goes entirely to Musili Subramanya Iyer. He was never tired of emphasizing that Bhava was the soul of music. Tyagaraja also stressed this fact when he said, Bhaktileni Kavijala Varenyulu Bhavamu Yerugaleru. Even great poets cannot understand Bhava unless they have devotion. In music also, bhakti and bhava go hand in hand. I also learned the art of Naraval from him, as it was one of his specialities. I can never therefore forget this Guru who opened my eyes to the secrets of soulful music. Music is a vast ocean and no one can claim that he or she has completely mastered it. Learning is a continuous process. I therefore continue to be a humble student of the art, still taking guidance from Vidwan Changalpat Ranganathan on the subtler aspects of Laya. Eminent musicians and musicologists who presided over this conference in the past have given precious advice to the future generation, and I am not qualified to add anything new to their suggestions. Yet I wish to place before you a few impressions gathered during my tutelage under some of the titans of music of this century. In my opinion, it is wrong to think that there is no room for manodharma or musical imagination in Sampradaya art tradition. In fact, the touchstone of a musician's caliber is his capacity to display manodharma within the boundaries of tradition. There is unlimited scope for manodharma in alapana, naraval, kalpana swaras, etc. But it will do incalculable harm to our music if, in the name of manodharma, the original tunes of the kritis are tampered with. If this practice continues, the original versions of the compositions of master composers like Tyagaraja will soon become unrecognizable. This advice was being constantly dinned into my ears by my gurus, and I am proud of the fact that I have never deviated from the versions taught by them. Musicians of my age and experience should heartily welcome the phenomenal success of Vidwans and Vidushis of the younger generation and the performing opportunities that are being offered to them. Youth festivals are being conducted to give them the much needed exposure, and the newspapers have taken very kindly to them. If I may offer a piece of advice to the younger generation, it is to urge them to maintain the purity of a tradition and not permit cheap applause and quick success to influence their outlook. Many undesirable features and disturbing trends have started creeping into our music, which we should guard ourselves against, and this is the reason why I am offering this advice. Hard work, dedication, and perseverance are needed for achieving some measure of success in the music field, and there is no shortcut. I was given only junior chances in this academy for 11 years before I was promoted to the sub-senior level. It took me 8 years more to reach the senior grade. Each performance is a challenge and a test for a musician, and even a little reminiscence or complacency will let him down. I take this opportunity of thanking the Music Academy, the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanams, the Sangeet Natak Academy, in the Indian Council for Cultural Relations, the state and central governments, Tamil Nadu ELSA Nataka Mandram, Sri Krishnagana Sabha and other sabhas in the city and other places, music critics, particularly Subbudu, music journals like Shruti, Shanmukha, and above all Rasikas, who have been encouraging me in all possible ways. My husband, Sri Krishna Swami, has been a pillar of strength to me all these years, and I have excellent support from the members of his family and my brothers and sisters. I have no prior experience of presiding over a conference of this nature and conducting its deliberations. I therefore humbly appeal to all members of the advisory committee, Vidwans and Vidushis, to give me the necessary guidance and advice to enable me to conduct the proceedings successfully. I once again thank the Music Academy for bestowing on me this unique honor. Friends, today is the birth star Shravanam of Lord Venkateshwara. So, I conclude my speech with a prayer to the Lord of the Seven Hills. கண்ணனடியினை எமக்கு காட்டும் வெறுப்பு கடுவினையர் இருவினையும் கடியும் வெறுப்பு திண்ணமிது வேடன்ன திகழும் வெறுப்பு தெளிந்த பெருந்தீர்த்தங்கள் செறிந்த வெறுப்பு புண்ணியத்தில் புகழ் இதென்ன புகழும் வெறுப்பு பொன்னுலகில் போகமெல்லாம் புணர்க்கும் வெறுப்பு விண்ணவரும் மன்னவரும் விரும்பும் வெறுப்பு வேங்கட வெற்பன விளங்கும் வேத வெற்பே வேங்கட வெற்பன விளங்கும் வேத வெற்பே.
Ladies and gentlemen, there will be a short interval whereafter we will have a special program by Sheikh Chinnamaulana and S. Qasim with a special towel by Valayapatti Subramaniam. Please bear with us for 10 minutes. We will start the program as soon as